everybody, it's Uncle John from Uncle John's Farm here in Center Point, Indiana, and tonight we got Mike Bridgewater here with us. Mike is kind of become our official mechanic here at Uncle John's Farms because I'm not really mechanically inclined, but Mike, he has a lot of experience, especially with diesel engines, and Mike's going to take us around. Today we got the 560, the Farmall 560 here, and Mike's going to take us around on how to service some of these older tractors that we all have, and a lot of guys like to restore them as well, but the main thing on any tractor, and I think Mike you'll agree, servicing them often.
Service is key. If you want it to last forever, take care of it.
Alright, so I'm going to be Mike's cameraman. He's going to take us through how to service the Farmall 560.
First thing we're going to do, get the oil out.
And we apologize about the lighting, but it got dark on us.
The joys of working in the winter. A little on the muddy side.
What would cause that?
Water ingress. We're getting water somehow into the oil.
And I will admit this tractor does sit outside a lot, so that could be our problem, right?
Yeah, that could be our problem. Hopefully that's our problem. One thing we need to make sure is that we keep the muffler pipe covered so that way we don't get water running down into the cylinders. If a valve's open, then it just kind of washes the cylinders and you get some water ingress. But I didn't get water coming out, I just got some muddy oil, so it definitely needed an oil change. Kind of cruddy down in there, but we'll get it all cleaned up and we'll get it as good as new. I don't see really any metal filings, but definitely cruddy. On this one here, this is actually our oil filter. It's a canister style oil filter versus the more modern spin-on oil filters. So actually this will have a paper cartridge on the inside. It's just it doesn't come with the outer shell on it. So we actually have to take this outer shell off to get to the paper cartridge. And the first thing we need to do is drain the oil out of it so that way we don't make a big old mess on the floor, which is probably going to happen anyway. Now we're pouring oil. All right, crack the seal loose. Get the new drop light all dirty.
Uh-huh. Which, by the way, folks, shouldn't be that color.
No, it should come out more of a dark brown. There we have one really dirty oil filter. Yeah. We're going to clean this housing out and then get it ready for the new oil filter. And then we'll start putting fresh oil back in it. We got it all tore apart and we're going to start cleaning up some of this down in here. I'm just going to use some brake clean. And yeah, Uncle John told me just recently that he had just bought this tractor, so this is their first service on this tractor since it's became a part of Uncle John's farm. And you know, that's the reason why with it being muddy and everything, that before we even start really running it, we wanted to get the oil changed. We've already changed the radiator in it because it was leaking when he bought it. So right now we're just trying to get this all fixed up so that way we have a good piece of equipment for the farm. I'm going to get this cleaned up, get the canister all cleaned up, and we'll put the new oil filter in and get everything back to the way it should be. No, we're not sponsored by AutoZone, but we would sure take the sponsorship if they wanted it.
Exactly. We've spent a lot over the last few days with AutoZone.
And this is the rod that goes down through the center. Make sure it's getting clean as well. Normally on a standard oil change you wouldn't have to go quite as thorough, but because it's got water contamination is why we're going the extra step to get rid of all that peanut buttery oil from that water contamination. Okay, we got our new filter and our O-ring. And when I took the old one apart, I did not see an O-ring. But the O-ring goes down in this groove right here. So that way it creates a seal and it fits down in that groove. Then here's our new filter. We'll put that in our housing. We'll grab our bolt. Our spring. Then our filter. Well, before I put that all the way on, I am going to go ahead and lubricate that with a little bit of oil. It doesn't take much, just enough to lubricate that. And the main thing for that is to help prevent it from sticking. So there, a little dab of oil will do you. You don't have to crank on it super tight, just snug it up. Make sure we're good and even all the way around. Gotta double check, make sure the plug is tight. Good there. Put our oil filter drain plug back in. And there we go. Let that run down. pellets winders, nice and thick.
These are supposed to be in heated garages, aren't they, Mike?
I should be in a heated garage. I know, I'm lazy. I'm spoiled too. My day job's in a heated shop.
Now, we will tell you that we had a 5-gallon pail of this oil, and we actually put it in this other container, so it's easier to pour.
Yeah, trying to do this with a 5-gallon bucket could be a little more cumbersome. Let that drain down a bit, and we'll check it. I'd say we're not quite full yet. About another quart. It looks like we're right about the full mark. We'll let that settle a little bit more, because as thick as it is, it's still trying to run down the fill tube.
We still got some in the filter to go too, right?
Yeah, because once we fire it up and it primes the filter, we'll let it run and warm up, and then we'll check it again, and then top off if needed. Yeah, see, we're right just a little smidge above the full line, which by the time we fill up the filter, we'll be pretty close to right on the money. See, we're right on the full line. The oil's starting to clear out a little bit. Still a little murky, not nowhere near as bad as it was. So what we'll do is we'll run it for a couple hours, go out and use it for a day, and then after we run it for a day, then we'll probably drain the oil and see what we've got again, just so we know that we're not doing any damage to the engine. But it's going to have some crud in there. Who knows how long this set before Uncle John bought it, so...
Might want to talk about the gas line that we noticed today, too.
Yeah, we noticed that this gas line fitting is starting to leak, so we'll definitely be going to the parts house and getting a new fitting and line for that. This hunk of hose is getting really hard and brittle, and what we're going to do is take advantage of this, put a new piece of hose on, but we're also going to put an inline fuel filter to make sure that we have good, clean fuel going to the carburetor. And then it does have a water catch bowl here. If you can see that in here, this glass bowl. And what that does is water is actually heavier than gasoline. And so what it'll do is the water actually sits at the bottom, and all the water will catch to the bottom, so that way you don't have water going into your carburetor. And so another thing that we're going to do here in a little bit is we'll go ahead and we'll clean this out and get rid of all this sediment. But one thing that we also want to do, though, is we'll make sure that we add an extra fuel filter, because we want good, clean fuel going into the carburetor. So, yeah, I think this is a good old tractor with a little TLC. It'll last Uncle John for many years to come. I'm going to go ahead and loosen up our bowl. That moves the little wire bail. There goes the fuel. Okay. Now look down inside there. See all that crud? I'm scraping on the bottom, and none of that crud is moving. So that means that that's on the inside. And when I take my finger, look. All that crud is on the inside of that fuel. When I hold it up to the light, all that is on the inside of that fuel, and it's settled to the bottom. So that's why it's important to have a good water fuel separator, but also why we're going to put an inline fuel filter on it, so that way none of that junk ends up in our carburetor. We'll wipe this out real good. Clean paper towel. You can tell this is vintage because this is still glass. All the new ones are plastic. Then they cloud up and you can't see the water in the fuel anyway. Let me just push that back on. Get it lined up. Tighten that down good and tight. We're going to go ahead and turn on our fuel. Let that fill up. And see how now we can see there's no water in that fuel and there's no crud settling to the bottom. So that means we're getting good clean fuel. So start with the kingpins.
Side. Well, we've still got some work to do on the Farmall 560, and we'll be getting to that and shooting some other videos. Like Mike said, we got to replace that fuel line, so we'll make that into a video as well. Big appreciation, a big thank you to my good friend Mike Bridgewater for helping us out tonight as we service the Farmall 560. A couple nights from now, we'll be servicing the Massey Ferguson 231S. It's a little different because it's a newer tractor. It's a diesel, and
Yeah, diesels are a different breed altogether than the gassers. Both have their purpose and their place, and yeah, so looking forward to coming over and working on that one and getting that one done. Also, Lord willing, I think the weather's supposed to be better too.
exactly
So
a little warmer. So
a little warmer would be nice. So yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to click the subscribe and ring the bell, and
yeah.
that way you get notifications for all the next videos coming along from Uncle John's Farm.
And don't forget, if you would like to follow us on Facebook, please do. Just search Uncle John's Farm. You can also find us at our website, unclejohnsfarms.com. There you can also purchase produce, eggs, chickens, all kinds of stuff. And we'll see you again. Again, thank you so much for taking time to be a part of our video.